Hello students. Today we're going to look at the final lesson in this unit on problem solving with multi-step problems that involve two-digit multiplication. Make sure you start by copying the title of the lesson onto your notes. Today's lesson's learning goal is to ask yourself, how can I accurately solve multi-step word problems? In this unit, we're learning how you can use place value to multiply two-digit number by a two-digit number. So our multi-step problems should involve multiplication of two-digit numbers. Let's start with this problem. During the 2010 Great Backyard Bird Count, an average of 42 bald eagles were counted in each of 20 locations throughout Alaska. In 2009, an average of 32 bald eagles were counted in each of 26 locations throughout Alaska. Based on this data, how many more bald eagles were counted in 2010 than in 2009? Let's start by taking a look at the question. How many more bald eagles were counted in 2010 than in 2009? The question, without any other information, tells me that I'm going to subtract the number of bald eagles in 2010 from the number of bald eagles in 2009. Now, if I look in my problem, I can see that in 2010, there was an average of 42 bald eagles in each of 22 locations. So 42 bald eagles in each of 20 locations. For 2009, there was an average of 32 bald eagles counted in 26 locations. So 32 eagles in 26 locations. Since I'm counting repeated groups, I'm going to multiply for the 2010 number, 42 times 20, and for 2009, 32 times 26. 42 times 20. I can use the strategy of multiplying by 10 to multiply 2 times 42. 2 times 2 is 4, and 2 times 4 is 8, and then add that last 0 in my answer to get 840. For 32 times 26, I'm going to use the regular algorithm to multiply using regrouping. 6 times 2 is 12. 6 times 3 is 18, and one more is 19. Since I'm going to multiply by my two tens, I put my 0, and now I think about multiplying by 2. 2 times 2 is 4, and 2 times 3 is 6. Since the 1 was regrouped from before, I don't add it again. I add to find my total answer. 2 plus 0 is 2, 9 plus 4 is 13, and 6 plus 2 is 8, giving me 832. Based on my multiplication, there were 840 bald eagles in 2010 and 832 bald eagles in 2009. To answer my question, 840 minus 832. I regroup, and 10 minus 2 is 8, 3 minus 3 is 0, and 8 minus 8 is 0, giving me 8 more bald eagles. Go ahead and copy this example into your notes. Then let's move to the next one. Prescott Valley, Arizona reported a total of 29 mourning doves in the Great Backyard Bird Count. Mesa, Arizona reported 20 times as many mourning doves as Prescott Valley. If Chandler reported a total of 760 mourning doves, how many more mourning doves were reported in Chandler than in Mesa? There's a lot of names and cities in this problem. I'm going to start with my question. How many more mourning doves were reported in Chandler than in Mesa? Based on the question alone, I can say I'm going to subtract. How many more? It says that there's more in Chandler than in Mesa, so I'm going to subtract the number of mourning doves in Chandler minus the number of mourning doves in Mesa. Now I can look at my problem for information. Looking through, I can see that it tells me there were 29 mourning doves in Prescott Valley, Arizona. I'm not sure how I'm going to use this information yet, so I'm going to just write it off to the side. Then I see that Mesa, Arizona reported 20 times as many as Prescott Valley. So in Mesa, there was 20 times as many as Prescott Valley. Since 29 here represents Prescott Valley, to find the number of mourning doves in Mesa, I'm going to do 20 times 29. The final piece of information is in this line that tells me that in Chandler, there are 760 mourning doves. That number comes directly from the problem. Now I'm going to solve the mourning doves in Mesa. 29 times 20. And I'm going to solve this problem using my multiplying 10 strategy and solve 2 times 29 and then add the 0 to my answer. 2 times 9 is 18. 2 times 2 is 4, and 1 more is 5. Add the 0 to my answer, and there's 580. To solve my problem, I had to subtract the birds in Chandler minus the birds in Mesa, so 760 minus 580. I'm going to regroup, and 16 minus 8 is 8, and 6 minus 5 is 1, giving me 180 more mourning doves. Let's look at one more example. Give this one a shot on your own, and then replay to check your work. Mason counted an average of 18 birds at his bird feeder each day for 20 days. Gloria counted an average of 21 birds at her bird feeder each day for 16 days. How many more birds did Mason count at his feeder than Gloria at hers? My question tells me, how many more birds did Mason count at his feeder than Gloria counted at hers? How many more makes me want to subtract? And based on the wording, Mason is going to have more than Gloria, so I'm going to subtract Mason's birds from Gloria's birds. The problem tells me that Mason saw 18 birds for 20 days. And Gloria saw 21 birds for 16 days. To find out how many birds Mason saw, I'm going to multiply 18 times 20. I'm going to use my multiplying 10 strategy and do 2 times 8 to get 16. 2 times 1 is 2 and 1 more is 3. Add that 0 to my answer and get 360 birds for Mason. For Gloria, I'm going to do 21 times 16. And I'm going to use the regular algorithm. 6 times 1 is 6, and 6 times 2 is 12. Now I multiply by my 1, which is a 10, so I put my 0. 1 times 1 is 1, and 1 times 2 is 2. I add my partial products to get Gloria's bird total of 336 birds. To answer my problem, I'm going to do 360 minus 336. I'll regroup, and 10 minus 6 is 4. 5 minus 3 is 2, and 3 minus 3 is 0, giving me an answer of 24 more birds. It's that time again. Go ahead and complete the lesson check that accompanies this video, and be sure to include the work for these problems on your notes. Bring them to class tomorrow, because we'll start by reviewing these examples as a whole group. Have a great night.